Elon Musk famously did his energy fossil fuel tweet, which tanked markets immediately. Because it was, I don't think it would have had the same impact if the market was with upward momentum and that momentum was strong, but it was just recovering from the previous sort of few weeks of miners losing hash rate in China, and we had a deleveraging, and so that hit it. And then I came out with a forecast that was ridiculously bearish. I said this is just tidal waves of coins hitting the exchanges for selling, and I said it would take possibly months to recover. But unfortunately, I think a lot of people were leveraged and lost money, and I didn't necessarily it was structured bullish, and there was a gap before I said it was bearish, and I think the price had slipped from $55,000 to $50,000. No, maybe 45,000, and then it carried on down to 30, right? But the forecast did go out, and it said this is heavily bearish, but a lot of people got wrecked, and I've had people. It's kind of interesting in that, this bull market, like every bull market, brings in a lot of new traders and a lot of new investors. And I had people say, I lost money. This forecast is very, very inaccurate or whatever. And if you do the backtrace on it, it's 80% reliable, right? That means 4 out of every 5 forecasts play out. And most technical traders that are trading in the shorter time frames using just chart analysis, typically you're right. If you're right 60% of the time, you are really making bank. A lot of traders make bank 50-50 because they have good risk management, and that's the key. Is if anyone's in the short time frame trades, you really need risk management. So that's how, I got a lot of flack over that rundown, but also you'll get flack anyway, because when price is bearish, the markets go very, very emotional. So I remember the 2018 bear cycle, I was the one saying, this is bearish, and I got masses of flack from being right. And so it's just, you can tell the sentiment. Yes, you can tell the sentiment. Just when people are hurt, there's going to be a lot of criticism. But to see a lot of people think that you can actually predict with 100% reliability, I find it ridiculous. I find it, if you can do 80%, I think that's ridiculous as well. And I think we can only do that right now because on-chain analysis is only barely 2 years old. Maybe you say 3, but publicly it's only been 2 years old. And so it does have an advantage right now, but I even think that's going to get less and less reliable because, it's just a new field. Not everyone's looking at it, but eventually the signal will start to be a lot harder to read as the whole market. It's all about information asymmetry. So, yeah.
China seems to do an outright ban, and all the miners are switched off. They're like 2 opposing forces at the same time.
Yeah, and even that is bullish, right? That's oh, great. The whole network got more decentralized. We no longer have 60% of the miners in China, and China can't take control of the network, which was always one of those outlier concerns, right? But imagine if the Chinese government, by decree, claims all the miners and takes out Bitcoin through a 51% attack, that kind of thing. And now that's gone. And even now, all those mining miners, those ASIC miners, the hardware's being relocated to all the sources of cheap and clean energy in different parts of the world. So, all of the underlying things behind the network, we've got, obviously You're at the forefront of the El Salvador story of it becoming legal tender. And I think, like, it's like Bitcoin's now fighting the final boss in the video game. It's really up against the central bankers, and much earlier than we ever thought. Which is, like, what was it? The thing that was quite hilarious is that because El Salvador's decreed this as legal tender, the World Bank, by their own charter, have to accept Bitcoin as payment of debt.
Yeah.
which is like, so it's at the very highest level. We've got institutions that need to face Bitcoin now, which is, I kind of thought this would be another 4 years away.
I know, man.
And so, like, I don't know. I think that there's going to be attacks on it, like very, very hard out attacks. I even saw that with Tesla back when they, remember when Tesla was the darling of the shorters in Wall Street, and everyone was trying to take out Tesla, and there was just FUD after hit piece on Elon Musk and Tesla during that time. I feel like that's kind of what's happening right now with Bitcoin. That's on a sentiment base, on chain. It's like, I can just see buyers, sellers, and sizes, and it's, to me, it's as simple as we had a lot of buying from the January of this year, really, and those guys were very, very large buyers, very high net worth, and some maybe institutional hedge funds, short time frame kind of guys, or even family offices. And the thing is, like, a lot of those guys took their money off the table from that $50,000 to $60,000 range. And so all those coins just ended up on the market. So they were dumped out, having the inventory on the exchanges, the speculative inventory, just go up. So I imagine just for every coin that's sold, obviously, there's a buyer. So I guess speculators bought those coins. And now we're in a very speculative phase. And those coins are slowly being reabsorbed by long-term holders, slowly, and